Boruto has a mini Kurama inside his body, which will grant him immense power, further elevating his power level. If you think Boruto is strong now, wait to see how powerful he will become with the powers of this mini Kurama. Indeed, Kurama has resurrected and now resides within Himawari. With the appearance of this Kurama in Himawari, Boruto's mini Kurama will also reveal itself. However, it is essential that you understand the details before jumping to conclusions about how this will happen. I'm bringing up some information that may have been overlooked. Have you ever considered that just like Himawari has a Kurama inside her, Boruto has undergone similar experiences to hers? Or rather, let me rephrase. Boruto has faced even more insane situations than Himawari, making him even more likely than her to have such experiences. Firstly, we need to understand how Kurama came back to life, and how Himawari became the Jinchuriki of this mini Kurama. Initially, Kurama sacrificed himself to help Naruto defeat Ishiki. As Kurama mentioned, the Baryon mode consumed his chakra, which almost evaporated. However, Kurama's return raises the question of whether this really happened, if his chakra really evaporated. Let's assume what Kurama said actually occurred. So how did Kurama return? There are a few hypotheses. The first likely is that Himawari became the meeting point for Kurama's chakra, where all the dispersed chakra around the world began to gather in her. Or perhaps, Kurama simply reborn in Himawari. Our hypotheses are based on the genetics of Himawari, who inherited part of Kurama's chakra. Remember, the evidence of the 2 marks on her face. With this, after Kurama's death, all the residual Bijou chakra left on Earth probably began to gather in Himawari, making her the meeting point of this chakra, thus enabling her rebirth. This is explained in how the Bijous come back to life. You remember that Asobu resurrected twice, proving that Bijous do not die definitively. This happens because Bijous are massive masses of energy, and energy does not die, it only transforms. Thus, this energy, when a Bijou is killed, spreads around the world and gathers again at one point until the Bijou is reborn. We don't have a defined time, only the method, but without many details. Now, think with me. If we have various points of Kurama's chakra that were scattered around the world, remaining in the world, since Kurama was spreading his chakra far and wide, one of these points would become the meeting point, and precisely the meeting point that turned into the chakra gathering place was the chakra that was in Himawari. With this, we have the Bijou reborn. Just as it happened with Himawari, why wouldn't it happen with Boruto? After all, the 2 are siblings and both have marks on their faces. What if, just like Himawari, Boruto also became another meeting point for Kurama's chakra, thus having a mini Kurama inside him as well? And look, this isn't impossible. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen 2 Kuramas. When Minato sealed Kurama in Little Naruto, he had to seal only half, because the child's body might not have been able to handle so much power. The other half was sealed in Minato himself. These 2 had slightly different appearances in color and distinctive personalities, and this in accordance with the wishes of Kishimoto, who for a long time we have known wanted to give the power of Kurama to Boruto. In Volume 1 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, Kishimoto created a promotional art that was much talked about at the time and still is today, which I bring up almost every video. It's a very strong image for us to grasp the future path of the work. Well, in this image, Kishimoto drew the new Team 7 with their future powers, where Mitsuki was with Sage Mode, Sarada with the Mangekyo, and Boruto with Kurama Mode and 2 Byakugan. If you look closely at the image, the powers of Mitsuki and Sarada are exactly the same as those they awakened. So much so, that Sarada's Mangekyo, which she awakened at the end of Boruto Next Generations, has the same pattern as in the drawing. In other words, from this drawing only one thing is missing, Boruto with Kurama Mode. With this drawing, it's not new knowledge that Kishimoto has been eager to find a way to place Kurama within Boruto, and he did just that. He made Kurama sacrifice himself to help in a fight, sealed Naruto, thus leaving few viable Jinchuriki options for Kurama. However, contrary to what we might have imagined, Kurama appeared in Himawari. But for now, if Kishimoto follows the path of the drawing, he will make Boruto have another mini Kurama in his body. Now imagine, Boruto is already very powerful with unprecedented speed, to the point of dodging Kawaki's chakra rods and Mitsuki's strikes. The strength to knock down Kawaki with a single punch, jutsu that easily defeats code. We are talking about Otsutsuki level characters. But then we come to the question, if he is so powerful, why would he need Kurama? Clearly, chakra. Even being so strong, Boruto is not a Naruto, who possesses immense chakra as seen by the number of clones he can create. With more chakra, he would become much more powerful. It seems that Boruto will not be fighting with Kawaki, Code, etc. He will face greater threats. These nobodies are nothing for the current Boruto. They need more power to match Boruto. So for the greater threats, more power will be necessary for Boruto. Another interesting thing, something I mentioned in another video. Do you remember how Naruto's powers evolved? Initially, Kurama controlled him through anger, where Naruto became stronger. Later, Naruto achieved a higher level of power by stealing Kurama's chakra. But after Kurama decided to cooperate, things changed, and Naruto reached another level of power. Moreover, in Baryon mode, a greater synergy occurred, where the chakra of Naruto and Kurama merged, bringing forth another level of power. So I came up with the theory that with Kurama being reborn in Himawari, we might see another level of interaction, where Himawari would not be a Jinchuriki, since Kurama was not sealed within her. Instead, Kurama is rebirthing in Himawari, which means Kurama and Himawari are merging. Not that Himawari would turn into a fox, but the Bijuu's chakra and the girls are mixed. In other words, it would be a natural Baryon mode, without the need for Kurama to sacrifice himself, and Himawari's power level would be much greater, as the synergy would be amplified. And just as Himawari might access this power, the same could happen with Boruto since he would have a mini Kurama inside him. With this, the siblings' power level would be at such high tier that it could match that Baryon mode. Now imagine Boruto, who has already achieved feats similar to Baryon mode in terms of speed by dodging Kawaki's rods. Imagine him with a similar power. He would have speed at a level we've never seen before. However, we have to remember, these are just my theories. Even though Boruto is subject to the same conditions as Himawari, it might be that only Himawari was conducive to having Kurama in her body, or that Kurama chose the girl as the place it wanted to stay safe. But we cannot dismiss that this possibility exists, no matter how absurd or difficult it might seem. We cannot close our eyes to it. Tell me, would you like Boruto to have another mini Kurama in his body? And if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. On the screen, there are 2 videos about Naruto. I'm sure you'll enjoy. Click on one, and I'll see you in the next video.